Greetings. 9:13 on a Monday morning, the 7th of December. Early one for me. I've been going for ages here already. Let's go. Okay, this one's all about CPD and CPD requirements to record your activities. Now, CIAT, my institute, requires that I fill in a little form every year just to record what I do. This is the actual document, and that's the basic page that you've got there. Very basic. Inside there are some guidance notes for CPD, and to be honest, these aren't onerous. They're just simple guidelines. And obviously your personal development and record card is here, and it's again very simple. Your aims, short-term, medium-term, long-term, methods of achieving aims, and a review of last year's CPD. I mean, this is very simple stuff. And as you can see, there's all my there you go. There's all my bits and pieces that I've been collecting from certificates of things I've attended over the years, or this year particularly. So that's the main requirement that you have to do. But what I thought I would do is to look at other ways of recording and the ways that this can be developed. Now, the first one is the simple sheet. You keep it to yourself, you fill it in, you hand it in if asked. The second way is a little bit more interesting, and that's why not use a spreadsheet. Now, spreadsheets offer you a variety of different things. You can store it in a simple place that you can always get at, and if you're at work, flick into it, put down some notes, flick out of it. So you've done some reading on a particular subject, class it as CPD, put it down in the notes. But the beauty of CPD is that it becomes useful when you want to share it. Now, in my particular way of doing things, I've got 4 columns as of this. Well, 3 columns on this one. I make it 4 because what I like to do is the date, the activity, the hours, and some comments. Now, the CIAT form doesn't allow you to do that on there. It's a simple 3-liner. But I like to put the comments down, how I felt about it, what I did, could I improve it, anything like that. But what you might want to do is to put down a 3rd column, and that is to put down who you are. It's JS for me. Now, if you're doing that and you use Google Docs, you can share it with your colleagues at work, which means that you give them access to the same document, and then they go in and put down their little bits and pieces in under their own signature. You can see what everybody else has done, get some motivation for what they've done, how many hours they've done, see the items that they've looked at and think, oh yeah, I'll go and have a look at that and see what it's all about. So it's an interesting way of recording your information. There is a 3rd alternative, and that's to use database. Now, I'm a bit iffy on this, but if you want to do an online database system, if the office hasn't got one, or you're on your own like me at home, use Zoho. Zoho.com allows you to create databases online, and you can share these and use them all together. But I think for the initial period, I'm going to try and use spreadsheets, again with Google Docs, and see whether I can entice a couple of other colleagues around there to share it up with me and fill it in. Anyway, have a look at this, and this is the way it's done, and I'll record it on the screen and I'll show you how to make it up and how it works for me. I've created a new document called CPD Mark 1. Now, really all I've got is a 4-liner, as I said in the intro. My date, my activity, the hours, and the comment. Now, I've used the item here to, this is the wrap text in there, so it just wraps it around, doesn't create a huge spreadsheet, so I can print it out if required. There's the hours, and there's the review notes of what it was actually all about and the date that I did it. Now, if you're into sharing it out, why don't you insert a column to the right and call this name, so that there I go, there's my name in there. So my name is actually all sorted out into there. Now, I don't want that to be too big. Now, let's just zip this back a little bit so it just keeps it within a reasonable size for an A4 sheet. But all of a sudden now I've got a useful document here where I can share with my colleagues and they can see what I've been doing. Now if you want to view it in a particular better way, or do you actually want to put it in information in a better way, why not use the list view? Now the list view is great because you don't see anything other than what's there, and if you want to add a document, then that's the way to do it, and it's quite simple, and it means that the sheet isn't mucked around in any way. So back to the go back to the spreadsheet. There we go, and there we are. So that's my way of recording the information. I think it's a lot better than the written sheet. It's got a lot more information we can add, and also I can share it. So when I want to see what my colleagues are doing to get some inspiration, then I can just look down and see, he's done a nice little 1 hour CPD there. Let's go and copy that. Go and see what it's all about and bring it up. It also means that I can put URLs into this area here. Went to this URL, hyphen, looked really good. That sort of information. But the URL's there for somebody else to go and click onto and copy and go and see. So that's my way of doing it. Cheers.